This is the Global Economic Scrap Metal Commodities and Recycling Report by BENLEE Roll-Off Trailers and Lugger Trucks, September 4th, 2018. Last week, commodity prices and economic reports were mostly mixed. U.S. steel production fell slightly, remaining near a multi-year high on tariff protection and a continued slow growth in the global economy. Oil rose about $1 a barrel to $69.88 as global demand and supply remains balanced, but with continued concerns about Venezuela, which is falling into economic chaos. Most people don't know that Venezuela has more proven reserves than Saudi Arabia at number 2. The U.S. is a distant number 11 for proven reserves. U.S. oil production remained at the all-time high of 11 million barrels a day as high pricing continues to support the economics of record U.S. production. Great for the U.S. economy. Iron ore was no change at $67 a ton on little news and a good balance of supply and demand. The relative low price is helping lower the price of scrap metal as iron ore is used to make scrap metal substitutes. Scrap steel #1 heavy melt remains steady at about $322 a gross ton, as most agree we could see a $15 a gross ton or more drop this week. Hot dip galvanized steel was no change at $11.45 a ton, remaining near the multi-year high, as steel mills remain near multi-year high in production. Copper fell about 5 cents to $2.67 as the U.S. remains in major tariff talks with Canada, Europe, and China, and market concerns about a slowdown in China. Copper fell about another 5 cents this morning to $2.62. The 5-year chart shows copper prices remain near 1-year lows on economic and tariff concerns. Copper inventories fell slightly on the tariffs and global economics, especially with China's economy that seems to be slowing. China consumes almost 50% of the world's copper. Aluminum rose about a penny to 94.9 cents, despite concerns and based on good market fundamentals bringing good demand. Aluminum LME inventories fell again on continued tariff concerns, but there remains good demand from transportation and construction markets, while it's actually approaching new 8-year lows. August's China Caxin Manufacturing Purchasing Manager Index fell to a 14-month low as new orders grew the least in 15 months and new export orders shrank for a 5th month in a row. Employment trended down to June's 6-month low, and China's economy is clearly now facing downward pressure. August consumer sentiment was revised up to 96.2, and while high, it was the lowest reading since January, as current market conditions are being viewed as the weakest since November 2016. People remain concerned that inflation may rise to 3%. July contracts to buy previously owned homes shrank 2.3% year over year. This is the 7th consecutive month of annual declines. People are upgrading homes instead of moving, which actually has some positives to the markets. The U.S. second quarter GDP growth was revised up to 4.2%, the best growth since 2014, which had quarters of 5.1 and 4.9. The U.S. economy remains strong as spending increased on software and information processing equipment, while imports of oil fell. Again, great news. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 175 points to 25,965, near the all-time high. The Dow has risen nicely in the past 9 years. While the high-tech crash and 2008-2009 crash hurt the markets, Wall Street has been going mostly up for about 20 years. Huge wealth has been created, and now consumers are spending in a big way. Despite a small market, Lugger trucks are still around quite a bit. At BENLEE, we are always ready to sell you a new load lugger truck. And Premier Truck Sales and Rental in Cleveland, Ohio is always ready to rent you one by the week, by the month, or by the year, and even has cream puff used ones for sale. Call BENLEE or Premier for your lugger truck needs. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.